Hello, guys, and welcome to episode 3 of season 3 of the Good Poets Gaming Podcast with me and Poetic. Today, we are joined by someone who I've known for quite a while over on the short side of things, but recently bumped into again over on the long form and the streaming. We are with Story of Raf. How are you, Raf? And just introduce yourself for us a little bit.
I'm good. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, Poetic. Thank you for having me, Dan. It's
All
absolute
good.
pleasure to be here. So thank you. Um, yeah, I'll just get the ball rolling. So I'm Raf, also known as Story of Raf on Twitch.
Yeah.
I stream a couple of times a week. So I do story games, nostalgic stuff, and honestly, just good conversations. And for me, it's less about being cracked on the games and more about hanging out
Yeah.
Yeah.
and debating nonsense, enjoying the ride. So if that sounds like your kind of stream, come through.
Yeah, yeah. So is there anything at the minute that you're kind of like been doing recently or that you're working towards? Like what or maybe like your goal for this year? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure thing. So just to give you a little bit of a quick recap from last year, my goal was to observe what the greats are doing. So
Okay.
I see people like Lazy, people like yourself, Poetic. I see Coach Marv. I also see Luke doing some amazing stuff, and I'm
Oh
sitting
yeah.
there thinking, okay, as much as I enjoy doing what I do, I also want to learn what are they doing because all of you
Yeah.
guys have a lot of consistency on who keeps coming back to your channels. It's not new people.
Yeah.
So my thing last year was to just observe. And
Mm,
now this year is to focus on networking and getting myself actually out there
mm,
by
Yeah.
trying to integrate myself into different guilds or opportunities similar to this one. So I recently joined, not recently, 2 years ago, I joined the Twitch Black Guild. So
okay.
it's a guild that is operated by Twitch itself officially,
Yeah.
where they highlight BIPOC, so Black, Indigenous, and people of color,
Okay.
to
Sick.
have the same opportunities as everyone else.
That's amazing.
And yeah, it really is, and it's also welcoming to all allies as well.
Mm,
And what they do is they give us a budget and multiple events in advance that we can take advantage of in order to get ourselves out there. But the whole of last year, I've been trying to find who is Story of Wrath and how do I get that Story of Wrath message? How do I create my
Yeah.
uniqueness out there so people
mm,
can know, okay, that is Story of Wrath. That's who I know what he's all about and
yeah.
what he's bringing to the table.
Yeah.
Um, so for me right now is just getting into those inside events and exposing myself whilst also trying to identify myself. Because as much as I say, oh, I want to be this, I want to be that, I'm a bit of a jack of all trades. So
Yeah.
right now, there's a I can't say too much, but there is a potential of being on Twitch front page, which will be
Ooh.
thankfully
Ooh.
my second time ever.
Oh,
Um,
sick.
so I'm super excited for that. So this year is more about networking and getting myself exposed.
That
That's
sounds
that's
amazing,
brilliant.
mate.
That is
Um,
brilliant.
that was really good. Like, so I feel like in that you've answered about 4 questions that we were going to ask,
Oh, I'm
which is
sorry.
brilliant. No,
No, no.
makes our jobs easier. It really does. So moving away from that and going more into
Mhm,
kind of like the content creation side,
mhm.
just give us a little bit of insight into how you started and kind of your journey up to this point, and maybe any little changes or anything that you might have done
Ooh,
during that. I know
it's
it's a
funny.
big question, but
No, it's fine. It's fine. I love
Yeah.
questions, so I do apologize if I tend to stop and just go. Just give me a second.
no, that's
No,
good. We
it's
Um,
like
completely
that. We
fine.
like that.
no, but I honestly started with well, content creation has always been a thing with me just for the fun of it. I
Mm,
started
Yeah.
off with on Snapchat just to be a troll with my friends. So I'll just send like very short 10-second videos just messing around. But I'm not gonna go all the way down to prehistoric season. Um, it all started off on TikTok during the lockdown season. Everybody was bored, and I was just messing around doing loads of reenactments of software tester versus software developer, because I'm a software tester by nature.
Okay.
And
Okay.
as I was playing around, I was just having loads of fun. Eventually, I started to see a massive surge of people playing games on Twitch, and I was thinking, oh, that's pretty cool. I think I can
Yeah.
be good at games. I think I can showcase something here. And I was wondering, how do I dive into that? But so my partner at the time was like, hey, Raf, you're very chatty. You seem to be able to get along with a lot of people. You should really, play some games. See, like, people enjoy watching you playing games, and the nonsense that you say, the failures that you have, and the misery that you go through. People find that entertaining. I find it entertaining to watch you play, and I'm like, yes, but you kind of have to say that because you're my partner. So yeah. But funny enough, I made the account and didn't do anything for 3 years, nothing at all. But then eventually I kind of just bit the bullet. And I was, I think the biggest motivator, this isn't throwing shade at anyone at all.
Cool.
But my biggest motivator was, I'm sure you guys have heard of the gentleman's name, iShowSpeed or
Yes.
Kaisenat.
Yeah.
I say motivators because, yeah, okay, they don't predominantly focus on video games, but what really sat heavy with me is that these amazing influencers are known for almost like mocking themselves to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean by, I'm not trying to throw shades, because it's more like, hey, we are laughing at iShowSpeed. We are not laughing with iShowSpeed, at least at the beginning. It's drastically changed now. And as a black man in a universe where, we are seen as just like into sports and entertainment, I wanted us to be seen more than just people who are being laughed at, but laughed with, to be included. And whilst I was going for Twitch, I couldn't find individuals like that, or at least I wasn't looking in the right directions. So I thought to myself, no, let me be that voice. Let me be that beacon. Let me be that, considerate black man who has something to contribute, something positive, something that you can actually gain and learn. Not necessarily become the biggest streamer of all time, but to give you more meat to the bone, other than I'm raging and smashing my keyboard because I lost or something like that. I'm actually sitting down with you and breaking down the game. I'm telling you about the mechanics. I'm telling you about the storyline and the studios, how it compares to its predecessors, how it looks going to the future, how it compares to its competitors and across all its platforms. I want to have those forever engaging conversations. And it was at that point that I just thought, you know what can go wrong? Just turn on the camera, bought a secondhand PlayStation 5 HD cam, plugged it in, nice and easy, press play, played a little bit of FIFA just to warm myself up, even though it can be a bit of a controversial game. And next thing you know, people were slowly coming in, and I was thinking to myself, okay, how do I get more people to come in? I need to advertise. And in order to advertise myself, what's the best way to go about it? Either Instagram or TikTok. TikTok is the fastest way. Instagram is more of the medium side of things. And ever since then, I've been trying to fine tune it. So I've been on Twitch for about 2 years now, trying to fine tune all of that. So apologies for the really long worded answer.
No, that's what we want.
No, that's brilliant, man. Honestly, it's very deep. I appreciate that. That was brilliant.
If you guys ever need me if you need to stop me at any point, just say, hey, Rafa, you made a point right there. Can we no, honestly, please do.
The thing that I like about these podcasts when we have guests on, and I don't mean this to sound bad in a way, but us getting you on, it's the least amount of work for us. It really is. Because I kind of just go, so Raf, I've got this question and this question, and you'll go, yeah, okay. And we just kind of listen, and
Yeah, and
it's great, and we love listening. So
yeah, no, and selfishly, like for me anyway, I like just hearing you speak, I've learned so much already.
Oh,
Just like
okay.
a lot. And I've also, to that point, I've also faced and saw similar struggles um as you have, right? Like
Yeah.
especially in if we focus in on gaming content creators and stuff, there aren't many people that look like us at the very top end, right? I can only think of like a handful, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I do sympathize quite a lot, obviously,
Yeah.
with your experiences there. Um, I'm gonna skip ahead slightly, and just ask, or
Yeah, go ahead.
skip ahead slightly, but also deviate away from the current path. Uh, why Story of Raf as a name?
Because I always feel like I have a story to tell. That is the shortest
what
way.
an answer!
Yeah,
What an answer!
That is the shortest way I can explain. Throughout my whole entire life, my dad has always been a massive storyteller, and
yeah,
long story short, my dad used to be a pro basketball player as well as coach, and
Oh wow!
oh, sick.
everywhere. Yeah, yeah, it's just a little bit of a cheeky insight. He did
Yeah,
play
I
against
like it.
Michael Jordan.
Wow!
So
Wow!
it's he was quite a big deal back then. But aside that, because I had to travel with him to many different locations, there weren't many kids around me. And
Yeah,
so a lot of the times I would just be sitting at the table and just listening or minding my own business. And I noticed that my dad had this amazing, and still does, charisma of storytelling.
Mm.
And every time he was on the table, people would just stop, listen to anything he had to say. The biggest nonsense, the biggest far-fetched story to the most intriguing, thought-provoking one, people would stop and listen. And I was like,
yeah,
wow, that's amazing. Not in the sense of just, oh, I have the power of control, but I have the the ability to network with everybody and anyone. And I like to think that network is a massive part of your wealth.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I was thinking,
absolutely.
yeah, and I was thinking to myself, that how can I do that? Because sometimes, as a kid, you're trying to integrate into different pockets of society. It's like, oh, you're a bit
Yeah,
too geeky, or you're too much of a jock, or you know, there's
yeah,
always something that kids try and pick on you. And for me, I always try to find the middle ground. I'm always like, no, hold on a second. I'm good at sports, but I also like to take a computer apart. I like
yeah,
to take a computer apart, but I'm also good at maths. And I try and find those little pockets of
yeah,
to try and to try and connect with people. And throughout those moments, that's where I started to realize, okay, if I also tell a story as I go along with these individuals, it's like I'm bringing them into my little book, into the little chapters.
Mm.
And every time I have a conversation with somebody, you're part of the chapter. And
yeah.
that's how I see it. So for me, from here onwards, you guys are part of this we are all part of the Story of Raf
Story of
book.
Raf. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
I
I
like
can
love
it.
look
that.
back at this and just be like, okay, so in this chapter, we're here with Poetic and Good Game Dan. We were talking about X, Y, and Z during this podcast. And then people can look back at it almost like a book or whatever,
Yeah,
and just enjoy different stages. And because
Mm.
I'm a bit of a jack of all trades, I don't like to stick myself into being, yes, I'm a sports focused gamer, or I am a beat 'em up gamer. Excuse me.
yeah.
Most of the time, I like to diversify things. So whatever can be added to the story, I'll take.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I like that.
Yeah, no.
One thing
Thank
that
you.
I will say that is very admirable from someone from where I'm from, Liverpool, and that
Mm.
the when you're storytelling, you are very good at getting rid of the filler words, the
Yeah.
all
Mm.
that kind of
Mm.
stuff. Whereas as a Scouser, that's kind of in our vocabulary. So I'm listening to you here. I'm like, I really wish I could do that.
Yes,
No, honestly, it comes with a lot of practice.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't easy for me. Again, a little bit of a more of a background. English is actually my third language, so
Wow.
it's been a difficult journey. Portuguese born, then moved to Belgium, so had to learn how to speak French. And when I moved to England, it was pretty much the only words I knew were thank you, happy birthday, yes, and no. And
Honestly, that will get you so far in,
Yeah.
in England.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, oh, I'm not gonna swear, but if you don't mind,
Go for
of
this
it.
one.
course.
This was in primary school, and for some reason there was a guy walking outside naked in our primary school.
Right.
They lost their marbles, and I was just thinking to myself, okay, but why is this guy walking around naked? Like, okay, this is very weird. And at the time, Batman, the cartoon, was very popular.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of Caribbean friends in my primary school. And obviously, I was still learning how to speak English.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I remember one of my Caribbean friends, Jamaican friend, and he was like, ew, Batty Man, Batty Man. And I'm like, oh, Batman. Oh, where's Batman? Ah. Where's
That
Batman?
is brilliant.
And they were pointing out to the guy outside,
That's
absolutely
funny.
naked. And I was just thinking, that's not Batman. That's not Batman. And they were like, I said to my friend, I said, but I like Batman. And they were like, ew, you like Batman? I'm like, yeah, I'm just confused.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh, bless you.
I went through these trials and tribulations of just awful scenarios like that,
Oh
and
God.
people mocking my accent and not getting the past versus future tense correctly. And it took a lot of practice. And even at one point, I had a bit of a roadman English. At some point, people were like, oh, geez, it's a little bit difficult to talk to this guy. I think it was in my teens, and people were like, oh, hey, Raf, if you want to pass your interviews, you got to sound a little bit clearer than, yo, fam, wagwan, bro. This is what we're doing, yeah? All right, listen.
I'm gonna clip that just so that's like the intro. just instead of me doing the normal intro, it's just Raf going, yo fam.
Hey, yo, fam.
do you know what? You say that, right? And I don't know how to word this, so I'm going to be very, very careful.
Okay.
So I work for an electronics company, retailer, something like that. And one of the people that work there, he used to basically manage the gaming side. So obviously, I became very good friends with him, right? And I used to hear him on phone calls with like the head of Sony Europe and stuff.
Oh my God.
No, bruv, like we need to fucking stop, bruv. What the fuck? And I'm just there like, what the hell? Like, bear in mind, this is like in a professional setting. We're in an office, like people are in suits, and it's just like, no, bruv, like what the fuck? Like, and then he'll hang up the phone and be like, yeah, no, it's all good. We got it. And I'm just like,
man's discombobulated, yeah. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, no. Like when people say, oh yeah, no, you need to sound a bit more professional. I've seen unprofessional sounding people close multi-million-pound deals that like other people wouldn't be able to. So yeah.
So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sorry, Dad.
Yeah,
go on.
No, go on. It is funny though, isn't it? 'Cause like I'll be talking like this to you guys, and like you can quite clearly hear my accent. But as soon as I take away from it, it's like, hiya, how are you doing? How are you? Oh, little Johnny's having a good day at school. Oh, brilliant! Thank you very much for that.
Oh my goodness!
Like it just completely changes.
I do have to say, the first time I went to Liverpool, I kid you not, I was at the checkout till in Tesco and I was just thinking, are they speaking to me in Spanish or what?
It's a difficult one.
Wait,
It took me a while.
Do you know what
I've,
the
I
hardest thing is? Sorry, Poetic. Go on.
no, it's fine. No, go,
So
go.
the hardest thing that I always think, and even as like a Scouser, because I grew up with a mum who was from a posh part of Liverpool and a dad who was from a posh part of Liverpool, and then I grew up in like a bit of a rough part of Liverpool, so I had a bit of a mixture of an accent, because like
Mm.
from where I'm from, people speak kind of like Jamie Carragher, so it's like, yeah, of course, how's it going, lad? You know, proper. But then if you listen to my accent compared to that, it's actually quite a posh Scouse accent.
Oh, you're clear as daylight to me.
Well,
Yeah,
Well, at
do
least
you
the
know
yeah,
practice
what?
has gone in.
we're getting there.
You say that, right? But in one of the episodes, I can't remember. I can't remember which one. The guest said something, and he got angry, and then this thick accent came out, and I was like, I have no idea what the fuck you just said.
Note to self: let's not get Dan angry. Scratch
Yeah.
that off the story of
That-
Raf.
You don't like me when I'm angry.
But I've got a random question, Raf. When you
Yeah, go
play
ahead.
video games, what language do you play them in?
Oh,
That's
what a
a good
question.
question.
What a
I hate to
question.
be that boring guy, but I play mostly in English. English is my.
Oh man.
I'm sorry, most in English. However, if the game is done really well, translated really well, I will play it in Portuguese.
Okay.
Okay.
The one game that I have played and completed in Portuguese was Ghost of Tsushima. That is
Really?
brilliantly done. Yes,
Wow.
that game is brilliant. It's done really well in German. It's done really well in French. Can't really speak for Spanish. It was okay-ish, but in Portuguese, I was flabbergasted.
Wow.
Okay,
Very
I-
very impressed.
I've got a question to piggyback on that a little bit. We're going off
Go
topic,
ahead.
but I love it. So what is the time where you've been playing a game in a different language to English, and you've been listening to it and going, that's not been translated right at all. That means something completely different. Is there a time like that?
I can't think of an exact time, but I've had scenarios like that a few times playing
Yeah.
games, as well as watching series. It will
Yeah.
it will say the same thing, but in a different way. So it will be something like the person will say, "Oh, the piece of cake is sitting on top of the wall," but the translation, the subtitle will probably say something along the lines of, "The person tried to manipulate that the cake is on top of the wall," and I'm like,
Yeah.
you both have just said the same thing, but in a different way.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can massively throw you off. The pronunciation of names is also funny, but honestly,
Oh,
I have to say that I'm just so taken back how well the mouthing and the acting is on Ghost of Tsushima. If you guys ever get a chance to just play 60 seconds in a different language, you'll look at it and you'll be astonished.
yeah.
Well,
I might play it in French. I might put it on and try French. See how it goes.
Oui, bonjour, monsieur. On y va.
So I was thinking, once I've completed Ghost of Yotei, I was
Yeah.
thinking of going back and actually playing it in Japanese with English
Okay.
subtitles, just to kind of, because you can do it in like the whole black and white and proper get that feel. But I feel like that'll be like an off-stream, like just for me, little
do it.
thing.
You'll have a great time because you can also do the black and white cinematic, and instead of like the full screen, I think it's a little bit more landscape, so it looks like your traditional Japanese old school movies.
Yes.
Go for it. You'll have a brilliant time.
Good stuff. So, moving on a little bit.
Sure.
Just very quickly, how do you come up? Because I've been in a few of your streams, and the amount of energy and the amount of you. Like, I hope you take this in the right way, but you're all over the place in the best way possible. And it's so energy, especially when you get raided. like you're so engaging, and it's absolutely brilliant. So hats off to you for that.
Thank you.
How do you come up with your ideas for those types of scenarios? And what I mean by that is like not necessarily the games that you play. I mean like the little like the little channel points, or if you sub, I'll do this. If you raid, I'll do this. How do you come up with those little tidbits of things that you'll do on your stream?
Sure thing. So first off, it's a good question. Do you want me to answer it quickly or
Go
As-
whatever you
Go
want
as deep
to,
as you want.
as deep
deep
as
as I
you want.
want? So I have to openly admit that last year I think I streamed. Last year I streamed less than 250 hours,
Okay.
and I watched 1,400 hours of other
Wow.
people streaming.
Whoa.
So that is the biggest hint of how I learnt.
Okay.
I went to different channels and I engaged with the community and I observed to see what are some of the people that I feel connected to or closest to are doing to make themselves entertaining.
Yeah.
To start off from the foundation, I just did the basics that Twitch always tells you to do, which is, hey, create a channel badge. Hey, create a channel trailer. It
Yeah.
tells you like these little achievements that you can go through, and I'm
I still have
obsessed
done
with
that.
this.
I still have
Honestly,
the trailer.
do it because the trailer is very, very important for people to know who you are. Because when I click onto your channel, I want to know, okay, who's Dan? Who's Poetic? And if there isn't anything, then I'm now forced to click one more time and hope that that video that I click on is something entertaining.
Yeah.
However, the channel trailer is custom made or tailored in a way that you want to be perceived to everyone else. So I massively, massively recommend
It's
you
on my
working
list.
on that channel
It's on
trailer.
my list to do it.
Yeah. But those ideas, I try and fill in the gap. I have this personal insecurity that if things get a bit too quiet, something's wrong. Even though nothing's wrong, I know that nothing's wrong. I just get this weird insecurity. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm too boring. People have logged off because I don't have the numbers. I've turned off the numbers because I don't think it's healthy to have those numbers there, and it can switch your energy in good ways and bad ways. So what I tend to do is, okay, how can I keep people entertained? Not everybody likes to talk, and not everybody likes to lurk either. So for those who like to lurk, I gotta have something for them. And that's where I came up with the whole idea of having the Pokemon channel. Because who doesn't like Pokemon? Most people like Pokemon. And it's such an easy thing to do. You spend time with me, you get a certain amount of points that allows you to accumulate to catch Pokeballs. And when you catch those, when you get Pokeballs, you can catch a shiny, a mystery, a legendary, and then you've got features such as like your catch rate. You can change your Pokemon master. You can look at your Pokedex to see how many you've got. And I'm slowly working on this thing that allows you to sort of like battle with the Pokemons that you have. So I'm slowly working on that. And I learned that by looking at a friend's Twitch stream. Her name is Jess Bond. She's actually the one who gave me my first ever webcam.
Nice.
For streaming. And ever since my first ever stream properly that wasn't on the PlayStation, she gave me this cam, and I've tried to give it back to her 2 years ago, and I still say, hey Jess, I still got your cam. She's like, yeah, I'll get it back someday. But yeah, I try. So with those little gaps, I try to fill it in for people who like to lurk, and then I also like to put like little commands if the energy is a little bit low. I also have this command called !IQ, which randomizes how much of your IQ percentage is, and if
I
anyone
do so
can
badly with it. I think I have never got above 10 IQ on mine.
Oh geez,
that's genuinely, I think I've got one before. It's bad.
It's all right. As my late partner's granddad says, sometimes you're the pigeon, sometimes you're the statue. So if you don't understand,
I like that.
Yeah. So I try to fill in the gaps as much as possible wherever there is some form of science. So with the IQ, and then I like to reward people to get an incentive. So hey guys, if we get to 200, I'm gonna do 10 press ups or something silly like that.
Yeah.
Or I'll put in some music, and it all goes down to the storytelling and engaging with the energy. I know that, okay, at one point, K-pop Demon Hunters was very popular. So
Yeah.
every time we get a win, that song just plays in the background, or
Yeah.
adding some fireworks, special effects, and it's constantly messing around with all of those scenarios and trying to find the moment. So it's the way I try to see myself from a third person perspective. I look at, because I look at my streams and I'm very critical. I'll finish my stream and I'll say,
Yeah.
Raf, you could have introduced a joke there. You could have used that sound. You stutter too much. Maybe you need to practice a little bit. Maybe you need to look at the camera for comedic value. So it will be something like, wait a minute, wasn't that meant to be there? And then I'll play like the, what's the song again? This when you get like a strike or par in Nintendo
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Wii Sports, it goes
Yeah.
yeah. So I can either do I do something silly, press the button, and just be like, or I can go.
Yeah, I like that.
And just add something a little bit more comedic and just playing around and engaging, and try and identify what people get hyped up with. But those things come with practice. It depends on the different
Yeah.
group of people that come in. Different people have
Yeah.
different energies, and it's all about trying to find the scope that covers a majority of that section where everybody can feel engaged and tuned in. But for anyone who was on my last stream, it was a very chilled one, because I was still on the med and I was relaxed, and I set the scene and I said, hey guys, this is my energy level. This is what we're going to work with. I'll do my best. And everybody was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I put down a very chilled game, Resident Evil 2 remake. That's my chilled game. That's my chilled game. And people, because some of the people that my community are not the bravest of souls, so they don't play these kind of games. So for me to play a game like that, it's almost like I'm holding their hand. So they're very chill, very relaxed. It's like, oh, hey, Raf, big bro, Raf. It feels good to be here. It's nice. I'm happy that you're playing this.
That's nice. I like
Brilliant.
it.
But yeah, sorry. I hope that answers some of your questions.
That's brilliant, mate.
That's brilliant. I just want to go back to something you said. You mentioned that you did 250 hours of your own streaming, and then like over 1,000 hours of watching other people.
Yeah.
Random question before I ask my question. Do you like football?
I love football. I absolutely love football.
Cool. So I'm and this is a controversial take potentially, but I'm a massive fan. Obviously, I love them both, but for me, I feel like Ronaldo is better than Messi. For the prime.
Oh no, we had our first guest walkout. Oh no.
No, it's not guest walkout. I'm Portuguese. Come on.
Oh, there you go. He's happy. I couldn't tell. Oh.
And for the one reason, right, that I feel like Messi is God-given talent, whereas Ronaldo is pure hard work.
Hard work, yeah.
Yeah, and for me, it shows that hard work can trump talent. You know, as long as hard work works hard, type of thing. And
well, like
to
that.
me, and to me, what you said there, like you spent 4 times as much time researching your craft than doing the craft before. I think it's like some philosopher or some old ancient guy said that if you give him 8 hours to chop down a tree, he'll spend the first 7 sharpening his axe.
Yeah, I like that. Really like that.
So the question there is, how much of the hard work do you attribute to the success you're seeing now?
Oh, first off, don't do what I did. I feel like I spent too many hours, too many hours spectating others. I've told myself that this year I'm doing at least 60% less of that, because I know that I ended up missing out on exposing myself and also
Yeah,
enjoying a little bit more of my personal time outside of streaming and content creation.
Hmm.
But I do give a lot into that, fully 100%. Just with that analogy that you gave, I think it's extremely important, but also you have to be very tactical about it, because you don't
yeah,
want to be in a space where you are consuming for entertainment. You're consuming for
yeah,
learning,
yes,
for
exactly.
knowledge,
Yeah,
and you need to set yourself a goal. You need to go in with the objective of, what is it that I want to learn, and what can I get out of this individual, and what do they normally do during this time period. The first 50 hours will be loads of trial and errors of trying to figure out who's the right person, what do they do, how's the community, how they operate. But then after that, you start to find these little pockets of gem where you're like, oh, this is good. I'll add this, I'll add that. And the majority of the
yeah,
time, they just come out of nowhere. So it's not
Hmm.
like it's premeditated, but you can almost carve your way to that answer once you
yeah,
start to see the patterns into it. And also talking to a lot of people who are above and beyond. I have to give a big shout out to my brother, ATN. He has been absolutely amazing. He Just to give you guys an idea, he started off properly, content creation properly, last year April,
Yeah.
on
okay,
basketball, and he's now got some sponsorship with Foot Locker, with
Wow.
NBA
wow,
Europe, London Lions,
wow,
Nike from time to time, because he decided to lock in. And he was
yeah,
saying that I was one of his biggest inspiration when I was a kid. When I told him how to do the instant transmission as Goku on camera, uh, and he was like, "Oh, how do you do that, brother?" Haha, start, stop. uh, but yeah, and when I was watching him, because he has so much time and he has the degree in media, I sit down and I literally he heavily criticizes my work. He shreds it to absolute pieces. He goes,
yeah,
"No, you need to do this. You need to do that. You need to fine tune it. Raf, you're getting to that unk stage. You see, you're stuttering. You're taking too long to find the hook. You're not keeping people engaged. You need to switch it up." And it's big credit to him and other people who I feel secure. I feel confident to talk about my vulnerabilities and know that
yeah,
they're going to give me really good feedback. So, yeah, 100%. Hard work can equalize and sometimes trump uh, general naturally born talent like Messi.
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
Sorry, I'm just gonna kind of talk on that a little bit. Just with
Sure.
you saying about your like the amount that you research and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I think it's important to kind of say, like you said, like people shouldn't really do what you did. You went a bit overboard with it in your own
Mm-hmm.
way, but like that might not work for everyone because they might not have that education mind. I know for a fact that if I'm sat there watching other people, there's a little niggling thing in my brain that's going, you could be making something, you could be editing a video, you could be doing this. And
yeah,
my brain makes me think this is a waste of time. It's not, obviously, but that's the way my brain thinks.
Mm.
So just to kind of piggyback on that, for me
Yeah.
personally, the way that I would work is
Mm.
I would go like I've recently downloaded Streamerbot and I'm trying to get some cool commands going and stuff like that. So I'll have a little go, try and work out a command for myself. If I
Mm.
can't quite work it out, I'll go look at a streamer that I know has a similar command, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'll kind of learn and jump back as I do it. Um, do you think that's something that you would kind of go into, or do you
Yeah.
kind of carry on the way you're going?
No, 1,000% exactly what you do. I think I've gotten to a point where I know that I start to consume more from entertainment than learning purposes.
Yeah.
And that's where I have the cutoff point of, hey, Raf, we're not trying to, we're chasing perfection in order to catch excellence. That's the whole idea.
Oof.
So with
I
that,
love that.
with that set in mind, I know that I have my limitations, and I think it's extremely important for you to put something out there. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just has to be satisfactory. Let's just say the idea, you got the idea, you just need to have 60-70% of the core, put it out there, and learn from what the world is giving you. How
Yeah.
are people reacting? Look at the algorithm, look at the analytics. Are people dropping off in the first 3 seconds? Are people
Mhm.
sticking around? Um, you know, are people completely skipping? And you need to
Yeah.
compare it amongst what you've done with previous content and what other people within your area are also doing. And
Yeah.
I like to think that it's only really from there that you start to polish up and start to perfect your trade. You start to perfect your skills. Because imagine I spent 100 hours working on one video, which is absolutely ridiculous,
Mm.
and you think it's absolutely perfect. You press post, 25 views, 3
Yeah.
likes, and you're thinking,
Yeah.
what the heck? When you could have spent 1 hour on the video, post something that's, it's fine. I'll
Yeah.
think about polishing up at some point in the future. No, maybe there's subtitle errors or maybe a bad edit or cut, whatever. But based upon that feedback, you can now improve that video and know that, okay, that video that I made as a perfection wasn't the one that was going to be the hit.
Yeah.
But because I haven't
Yeah.
put much effort into it, that's okay.
Mhm.
Those were my learning sections. So from the learning ones, I will build up upon it and then start to build towards it. Because if you come into the game with, this is my set goal, your set goal might not be exactly what the audience is looking for. So you need
Exactly.
to be
Yeah.
very careful to not cement yourself in one way.
Yeah.
If we go back to football, look at Cristiano Ronaldo. He's changed multiple positions throughout his career. And
Yeah.
look, you look at how strikers play nowadays. You look at how defenders, the wing backs play. The wingers try to
Yeah.
cut back in nowadays, try to play more on the inside as opposed to taking people head on. The game is constantly evolving, and you have
Mhm.
to evolve with the game. So if you go with the mindset of, oh, this is how I believe you should do everything, by the
Yeah.
time you get to that point, the whole game has changed, and that end goal has now become irrelevant. Not all the
Mhm.
time, but it's become irrelevant. So it's always good for you to munch on a little bit, deploy it, polish it up, and gradually work on it.
Yeah. I agree. I feel like this podcast is just
Brilliant.
going to be loads of little deep anecdotes from Raf.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I
It's
absolutely
You,
so
love
good.
it.
you guys are asking really good
Um.
questions. I'm enjoying it.
Good, good.
Talking about games.
Yeah.
And bringing it back to actual games.
So,
How do you decide what games to play on stream?
oh, that's a good one. It's a little bit of everything. It depends on the season, it depends what's hot, and it depends on my mood. So in this moment in
Mhm.
time, I'm playing Resident Evil 2, the remake, because Resident
Yeah.
Evil 9, Requiem, I believe, it's coming out on the 27th of February.
February.
And
Yeah.
I know that I've always wanted to play that game. I've been seeing the trailers. I went to Gamescom in Cologne and I didn't get a chance
Nice.
to play it because the queue was like 4 hours long. And I thought to myself, wait a minute, do I want to queue up 4 hours in a game that I'm 1000% going to get,
Yeah.
or queue up for a game that I'm probably never ever going to play, and it might just be the next hot thing? So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
left that to the side. But in order for me to get hyped and understand Resident Evil, the whole lore, I feel like I need to play the games. And I'm at a moment where in life where I just want to take things chilled, focus a little bit more on the story-driven games. So it's a golden opportunity for me to go, okay, Resident Evil. I see a lot of people are playing Resident Evil because there's pages that give you analytics of some of the most popular games that you can see people are playing, and then you put people into the lore, and everyone who comes into your channel slowly starts to prepare themselves that, hey, Raf is slowly getting to the point that we can start enjoying Resident Evil 9. So when he starts playing it, it's not something that it's out of the blue. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's just one example of Resident Evil. So I'm going through it now, having a good time. They're also doing loads of good deals. So if you on PlayStation Plus, you've got Resident Evil Village for free. You can get you can also get Resident Evil 2 and 3 for like maybe £6-7. I'm not sure.
Oh wow.
I've got it in euros, so I wouldn't know. So it's very affordable, and the games are just so fun to play. I think it's very chilled. I'm not a screamer when it comes to horror games. I'm not like ah! I'm more like, oh, well, that was scary. Anyways, carry on. But yeah, I try to prepare based upon what I enjoy and what is hot in the market in this moment in time. So I think Resident Evil is hot right now. And what's also, I think Cold Vein. A lot of people have been talking about Cold Vein 2 as well. And in general, just general talking topics, GTA 6 as per usual, and Fable recently as well, with the whole direct, and Forza Motorsport, and Yakuza series as well coming up recently. So yeah, it depends on the season, depends what's hot and how I feel towards those games. There's always something out there.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to move on to more kind of gaming around like your personal views on gaming now. So Poetic, do you want to start us off with a question?
So I guess, seeing as we were just talking about gaming on stream, so far from memory, what's your favorite game or type of game to play on stream? And then what is same thing but off stream?
Oh, that's a good question. You're gonna have to give me some time on that one.
That's all right,
Favorite game to play on stream? Anything chaotic with friends.
Yes, I completely agree.
Anything chaotic with friends, especially on a co-stream with Twitch, because I'm not sure if you guys have done a Twitch co-stream where the whole chat going into one section, so you know who's talking from what community, and everybody can see each other's messages. It's a lot more fluid than the TikTok app. But
you don't have to censor any of the apps over here, mate. Go for
it. But anything chaotic, because you get different dynamics, different type of energy, and the community loves when there's always something happening on screen, and some of the what the flip moment that person just said, or what the hell's going on. People really enjoy the silliness, and they like this whole good versus bad type of vibe. When I say this, I don't mean it in a malicious way, but more of, okay, Raf is clearly the dumb one because he can't follow instructions. And let's just say my friend Afro is the one who's got the high IQ and they know exactly what they're doing. So it becomes a bit of a bashing on Raf, the community, and you kind of just play along with it and have fun. And I think that's the easiest one because it writes itself. You're not having to do all of the legwork to make it entertaining. The game is already entertaining. The people that you have are entertaining. And then you just play on with whatever the community does with you. As for off stream, it's more competitive shooters. So it'll be things like shooter. Marvel Rivals recently because of Deadpool Arrival. And the one that I never seem to let go is the Finals. I absolutely adore that game. I am addicted. For me, it's one of the best FPS games out there. So yeah. For me, it has a bit of everything. It's It's fresh. It's got stage destruction. It's fast paced. It's entertaining. It's funny. You have different classes, different weapons. I think it's brilliant. Um, and if you haven't given it a try, I recommend it. It's a free game to play as well.
Might give that a go today. I've got a day off.
Go for it. Honestly, at first you'll be like, "What the?" But then after that, when you start to see the buildings collapsing and you're trying to steal the vault and cash in the money, and someone's dragging you across the map, it is absolutely hilarious, but good fun with a group of
Nice.
friends or solo. So off stream, it will be competitive shooters or heavy story-based games. So recently, I've been going towards the end of Expedition 33, and I just
brilliant game.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant game. I'm almost towards the end, but I have this nasty habit of I must do the side quest before I do the main, because once I do the main, the side quests are normal. That's it. I lose interest. I honestly struggle with it.
Yeah.
And I've already got tickets for it for the concert with a
wicked.
friend of mine. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It's very emotional, it's very moving, and I feel as if it's a game that is best indulged on your own.
Yeah.
At least that's how I see it. I tried to do it on stream and I was like, no, get back in there. And it's very challenging sometimes to do it on stream. Not because I get emotional over it. No, that's the least of my worries. It's just that it's a little bit difficult to get into this emotional state of mind when someone comes in and goes, "Oh, hey, Raf, what did you think of the Manchester United game?" And I'm like, these people just lost their whole generation. You're talking to me about Morocco
Football.
losing or something like that. And then someone else goes, "Oh, Raf, what did you think of that episode of Jujutsu Kaisen? What do you think of the movie?" And I'm like, "Hey, yo, I'm in the middle of a very intense battle. It's taken away from the game itself."
Yeah,
But
I'm with you.
Yeah.
That's the biggest difference for me. So on stream, I think Chaotic Games is a nice, perfect balance on stream, and then off stream is a lot more competitive, and I feel like I can actually lock in because I feel as if as a content creator and a live streamer, I have the responsibility to keep people entertained because it is a live
Yeah, absolutely.
and the last thing I want is to turn it on, sit quietly, and just lock in. The only time I would ever do that in an ideal scenario is if I was ever extremely good at games. If I'm extremely good at games, by all means, do your craziness. Do your craziness because then people are there for your gameplay. But you also got to know your limits. I know that I'm not that 10 out of 10 god tier gamer, so let's just stick to casual gameplay and entertainment with the whole community, and try and actually make an effort to know the people in your community. I think that's extremely important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100% agree.
You don't really need to know what's their favorite underwear on a Wednesday, but it's just something basic like, hey, how's your studies going? How's your partner? How are your gym goals going? Because I want everyone to feel as if they just came into their cousin's house and we're just chilling and we're having a good time.
That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think that's what we all want, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
sorry,
so no, don't apologize at all. You're absolutely fine. So I think I know the answer from what you just said, but very, very quickly.
Yeah, sure.
This is of all time.
Oh,
favorite game.
Favorite game of all time.
It's a big one.
Every time someone asks me that question, the first game that comes to mind is Final Fantasy X.
Ooh.
That's the game that comes to mind.
You're gonna hate me. I have never played the Final Fantasy.
Honestly, there's no hate at all. There's no hate at all because it means that you have a vast amount of games that you still have yet to experience. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I like it.
That's the way I see it. And for me, Final Fantasy, I've always looked at that game as it's the Harvard of all games. It's the
Mm,
Oxford of all games, because as a kid, I always felt as if, oh, I'm too dumb for RPGs. Something as complex as Final Fantasy, I'll never
Yeah.
get that. And I was only, I don't know, maybe single digits year old at the time when the game came out. And once I sunk my teeth into it, the characters, the storyline, then this whole illusion of, oh, I don't want to say much because then it becomes spoilers of you being in a place but you actually don't exist, and
yeah.
it is very emotional, it's very moving, and it's perfectly curated. So for me, going from the top of my head is one of my favorite games of all time. And
Cool.
it still sits up there. But
Nice. I like
to,
it.
tomorrow you may ask me, hey Raf, what do you think is your favorite game of all time? And I'll say Gears of War 1. So
Yeah.
Sticking with that theme, what is your favorite gaming memory?
oh, my favorite gaming memory, being able to manipulate my opponents at ease with gun in Tekken 3. That is my favorite memory.
That is so specific as well.
That is honestly my favorite memory of all time, because I'm not sure about how your youth was, but my parents wouldn't buy me many games, so I probably have just
Yeah,
like 2 games a year. So at the time, all I had was Gran Turismo, the first one ever, and Tekken 3,
nice.
and that's all I would ever play. And I'll go through the all the characters, all the stories over and over again. At first I thought, oh, let me try Mokujin because he's a random character and he'll take the
Yeah,
persona of different characters. But then I thought, how funny would it be to be a little tiny dinosaur with a turtle shell on its back, absolutely decimating the heck out of these massive beasts. We're talking about Horang and Jin
yeah.
Kazama and Heihachi and Yoshimitsu, Nina Williams. It would be absolutely hilarious. You know what? Let me get good at this. Let me pick up this character. And every person who would come down to my household, beats, absolute beats, just destruction and piles of corpses of people just getting annihilated. And that to me was my favorite memory, because it it confirmed that I've actually learnt how to master the game at the time.
Nice. Okay, so now we move on to gaming hot takes. I've just thought of one in my
Ooh,
head. So what I'll do is I'll go first to give you guys a bit of time to think of one. Don't worry, Raf, if you can't think of one, it's absolutely fine. You can just react to ours. That's absolutely
sure
good.
thing.
So mine, I've just thinked of really, Dan. That's why I get the one IQ on your streams.
Nah,
Yeah.
come on. You need to press the command again. I'm sure you get a 200 and
Yeah,
some
that's
presses
it.
from
That's
me.
it. So there will never be a better real-time strategy than the ones in the early noughties and late 90s. I'm talking the likes of Commandos, Stronghold, the Total War games, the original ones. Um, I wouldn't necessarily call it strategy, but almost like the tycoon games as
Okay,
well.
okay, I see.
Like that era of basically PC gaming, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think there'll ever be a better real-time strategy game than those back in the day.
Poetic, do you have any comments to that?
I'm gonna let you take this one first.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I
Ooh,
think it's a
okay.
good take. I think
Yeah.
when you said commando, do you mean like Command and Conquer? Like
No, so there's a game called Commandos, like Beyond the Call of Duty, and it was basically you had like you'd have like a team of five, and you'd have to infiltrate this base, and each of the commandos would have different, abilities that they could do, and it was very it was good.
uh
But it was. I remember. I don't think I ever got past the first level till I was 25.
Oh wow.
I'm 27 now, just to put that into context. It was a very hard game, but I loved it.
I just had a quick Google at it, and I feel as if it's. I'm sure someone who will be watching the podcast later on will be like, "What the hell are you talking about, Raf?" But I feel like it's giving the very similar vibes of the Command and Conquer Generals type of games, like Command and Conquer
Yeah.
Generals, Red Alert 1, Red Alert 2,
Mhm.
Yuri's Revenge. And I absolutely used to love those games. As you said, it felt like
Yeah.
Age of Empires, but with a strategy to infiltrate or take out a certain enemy or take out a certain base. And I really do love that. And I do miss games like that. My partner
Yeah.
also misses games like that. And I haven't seen anything like it. The closest to it, I'll probably say Anno, but even that is extremely
Mm.
different. That's just more like a massive world builder and trying to keep it sustained and alive.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't have anything against that. I fully agree,
Ooh,
and
I'm
I feel
surprised at that
very
one, to be fair.
Uh,
I'm very saddened actually. Sorry, Poetic, you gonna say?
no, no, no. I was gonna say actually also agree. And I feel like not in a well, it is bad, but a lot of games now kind of feel the same, right? And
Mhm.
if we look at Final Fantasy as an example, there
Hmm.
was talks from Square Enix how like like turn-based might not be like the right thing. The gamers today don't like turn-based games, blah blah blah. And then you see something like Clair Obscure come in, and
Yep.
like I myself despise turn-based games, right? But I was like, this is probably one of the best gaming mechanics I've ever experienced, and it's a turn-based gaming mechanic.
Mm.
It,
And so I do agree, and I do hope that my one hope for next gen, so like the
yeah.
PS6 and the Xbox Series Triple X, whatever they call it.
If they ever make another console, yeah.
Yeah. I really hope we go back to a time of like the PS2 where we did have like the big like AAA games like your Final Fantasies and your Metal Gear Solids, but then there was a lot of like experimental stuff and like small
Mm.
scale and like actual creative games.
Mm.
I do hope we go back to a time like that because
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to think that the world has sadly gone into capitalism mode. Let's try and
yeah,
make as much money as possible
Yeah.
with all these in-game transactions that you're seeing, and now we're slowly moving into AI, which is also another way of capitalism because you can save money on hiring people, production costs. It's a lot easier that way and a lot faster. And I feel as if that's killing off the ability for people to be experimental, because for you to be experimental, you have to take a massive risk because not everybody's going to like that. If you recall, many years ago, Nintendo was far more experimental than they were beforehand. If you guys remember,
yeah,
they had the glove, didn't they? At
yeah,
one point, many people
Yeah.
forgot about that. Then you had the gun as well for the Duck Hunt games.
yeah,
Um, yeah, okay, they have I think one of the latest ones with the whole box thing with
yeah, Labo.
yeah, the labo and stuff like that. But games were far more experimental in terms of hardware as well as software. And nowadays they play it safe in order to maximize profit, which I understand because you need to keep the business afloat. But it's also very sad to see them. How can I say, compress themselves or limiting themselves because they're afraid to explore. It's
Yeah,
gaming. It's creativity. It's meant to be free flowing. Why are you locking yourself in? Why are you not setting a specific budget for innovation? And
Yeah.
I'm not talking about PlayStation VR free or something like that. I'm talking something a little bit more immersed. So just to give you guys an example, I go to Gamescom once a year. I've been to it about 4 times now. Thankfully,
nice.
I live like about an hour from it, and they have this whole morph suit where you can wear it with your headset, and if you get shot here, you can feel the bullet go through your chest and coming out your back because of the vibration.
Oh my
That
god.
is sick.
If you're getting attacked by spiders, you can feel it crawling up you. If you're getting fire
Oh,
burnt,
mate.
like fire burning on your arm, you can feel it. If you're watching a movie and you're submerged in water, you can feel it doing some form of vibration and tension, so it feels a little bit cold on you. And I'm thinking, PlayStation, you can do something like that because these
Yeah.
suits are not even that expensive. They're like 115 for the suits, and let not even get me started with anyone who's looking to goon off, because they'll definitely be wearing the trousers and gets very questionable. But there is money in that side of things to make, so there is a client. But let's think outside the box a little bit. Let's have some more fun with it all. But now I've lost your main points and that you wanted to make.
No.
I was agreeing with Dan's hot take. I think my hot take, right, is I'm laughing, because I'm just remembering all the stress of this, right? But I feel like we lost something special when we moved away from memory cards being a thing.
Oh, okay. Please expand.
And the reason why I say that, right, is because I distinctly remember, like, my friend, for example, if we're talking, like, for example, you mentioned Tekken, right? And I would take my memory card because I had more characters unlocked. And then we'll put it in there, and then we'll be playing the game, blah, 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 and then we'll unlock more characters. And then I'll just take my memory card home.
Bye. Got what I want.
And I feel like we're kind of missing that, right? Because now you've got to, like, download your whole profile and all of that, and it's a bit cumbersome. And I feel like it like, when we lost that, in a way, we lost, like, couch co-op, and stuff like that. And I feel like I miss that era of gaming, like CRT TVs, and there was like 10 people in the room, all like huddled. I feel it links quite closely to Dan's one, but I feel like that era of gaming was the best and will never be replicated ever again.
So
1000%. Sorry, Dan, go on.
So I kind of half agree, half disagree.
Okay.
So not in a horrible way, but I distinctly remember. Am I right in saying that was there only memory cards on the PS1, or was it PS2 as well?
PS2.
PS2 had memory
cards.
GameCube.
Yeah. So I was PlayStation all the way through. I've never had, the only other console I've had is a DS. Like, even like my first handheld was a PSP.
Nice.
So I was PS1, PS2, PS3, all the way up, and I distinctly remember on the PS3, that is the most amount of corrupted save files I have ever had in my life. Like, through no fault of my own, it was just that for some reason it'd go, right, this is corrupted now, quite often on the PS3. I think it's one of the reasons that it's known as probably the worst PlayStation console that's been made. But saying that, I feel like that was always like the tester of the going to the new format of save files and things like that.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like now that problem doesn't exist, and it's kind of evolved with it. So I do get what you're saying, and the whole kind of like, oh, going to mate's house, let's take that and do this. Whereas you can't really do that now. But I don't know whether that problem's already been solved and it's not a problem that needs revisiting.
No. It's definitely, it's not. I wouldn't go back to it, but I do feel like we've lost quite a lot from. And go on.
No, go ahead, Corey.
No, I was gonna say, and like the funniest thing was, right, I distinctly remember buying going to going to the shop with my stepdad and buying my first GameCube. See, my
Yeah.
first GameCube. I've only owned one GameCube, but
I have a collection of 20.
The Panasonic Ice Cube.
The guy was like, "Oh, you need a memory card," and my stepdad was like, "No, absolutely not. Like, what's that? Nah. We're gonna bear in mind this is coming off of the N64 where you didn't need a memory card."
All right.
And then so like was
Capitalism.
playing, right? Yeah, no. I was playing Super Mario Sunshine, I think, right? And then I've
Great
just
game.
heard yeah, it's one of my favorite Mario games. Went to go like end the game, yeah, and it's like, oh, you can't save, and I was like, oh, it's like, shit, what do I do? And so I just left the GameCube on, right? And then he walks into my room and he's like, no, you need to turn that off. And I was like, no, I can't. I don't have a memory card. So then he had to walk all the way back. Bear in mind, they had like a deal, right? They had a deal where it was like maybe you save like £10 if you got it all together. So he had to spend extra money to get me a memory card just so I could save. And I was like, damn, man. Thinking back, I was like, and when you'd lose a memory card and you start like throwing everything everywhere and be like, no, I've got to save. Yeah, so
I understand both of your points. I feel like you're both saying the same thing and not saying the same thing at the same time. So correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but it feels as if for yourself, Dan, you're like, no, it has evolved, and I feel like I would never back with this whole memory card thing. But for yourself, Poetic, you're like, but I miss being able to be with my homies, with my friends within the vicinity. And I feel as if that's where the difference lies. Yes, just touch point on the PlayStation 3 being one of the worst consoles to have been released. Yes, because the Blu-ray, the blue diode was messed up, and it was something out of 10, only 6 would work, and the cell processor was too complex to understand, and it was always corrupt. Yeah, I get all of that. And it has evolved a lot with the whole save iCloud and transferring of profiles. It's a lot easier. But the whole element of being in a couch with your friends, ordering your fast food and energy drinks and staying up till late hours, just goofing off and catching jokes is gone. I think it's easily gone. Which
which not to be thingy. Like a couple of years ago, me and 2 of my best friends, we tried doing something like that, and then after like 3-4 hours, we were like,
"Yeah, it's not the same.
Let's just go home and play online."
It's not the same. It's very challenging to recreate that atmosphere. I think you need to be really geared in. You need to be in a specific set of mind. The last time I did that was in 2018. When I think it's 2018 when Monster Hunter World came out, and Monster Hunter was one of my favorite games at the time. See, speaking of one of the greatest games of all time, that's also one of them for me. And I always had very fun memories. And in 2018, I invited the Avengers, my friends, and we each bought our 40-inch HD TV. And we put it on top of the dinner table, like back to back, like into cubes. And we ordered loads of Domino's pizzas and fries. And we had some like microwave Chicago town pizzas, ice cream and fizzy drinks and crisps. And we just said, listen, Monday's a bank holiday. We've taken Friday off. And we're just going to play Friday to Monday, just do back-to-back missions. And it was amazing. We had a really good time. We would sleep till late. Sometimes we'd have a little break and play something slightly different like Super Smash Brothers. But then we'd come back onto Monster Hunter World. And I really enjoyed that. But I feel as if in the world of today, it's very difficult, which
it is. Yeah.
I'm surprised because in order for you to play those games, you need to have each a console, because before you go to one person and you take your controller, and you play off that one console. But somehow, the kids of today, they each have 2 controllers and a console. Like back in my day, I could just about get 2 full games in one year.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I don't know how they managed to get the money to get a console each and online subscription for it. It is.
And you know, the funny thing is, right? It was like you had to bring your controller, because if you went to your friends, then you'll get that random third party
Mad Cats.
Yeah,
Mad Cats.
Yeah.
And it had it'll probably be something like the analog, the rubber has come off, and just a spike in the middle. Yeah. You can see the components on the inside. You're like, oh, what the hell? Why is the food strap on it?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sorry, Raf, do you have a hot take for us?
Oh gosh, I was gonna write off you guys. I don't have a hot
It's
take,
up to you. You don't have to do it.
But before I go into it, because Poetic, you mentioned something earlier on in terms of the evolution of RPG for Final Fantasy, and then Clair Obscur came out. I recommend, if you guys haven't seen it yet, take a look at Beast of Reincarnation. This game is meant to be released in 2026. It's
is that the Game Freak one?
Yes, that's the Game Freak one. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's Game Freak. And I'm like, guys, relax. We've always been crying about Game Freaks, Pokemon, just doing the same thing over and over again, and people's just buying it every single time they release a new Pokemon game. They are actually doing something that we haven't seen being done before in terms of RPG.
It looked sick. It looked really good.
It's like a lot. It's almost like Final Fantasy X2, where you take turns during a live process. So you have a time window to actually execute that specific move, as opposed to you wait, select, and then you see it happen. So there's a time window for it. So it's a lot more exciting, a lot more fluid, and something very different. And I like the fact that they're experimenting. I'm not saying that this is going to be Game of the Year, but it's just something to look out for and give it a try. For when
you know what?
I like
just on that, right? I feel like when I was watching the developer direct, and they were showing this game off, I was basically in my head. I was like, what they're basically trying to do, right? Or like maybe not consciously, but what I feel like is happening is Game Freak are going to Nintendo and basically saying, we can make a better Pokemon game than you're allowing us to make.
Exactly that. You're right on the money.
And I really hope I really hope this game becomes super successful, and Nintendo sit back and are like, do you know what? Go make the Pokemon game you think you can make, and we will back you. Because I've said it so many times on this podcast, I genuinely feel I don't like Pokemon games, because to me it's just the same thing.
It's very copy and paste, in my opinion.
Yeah. But anyway, that's my second hot take.
But to answer your original question, my hot take, I'm probably going to get booed and cancelled. GTA 6 is overrated.
What?
I think it's overrated. I think it's overrated.
Can I ask why?
Why? Have you guys seen any gameplay?
Not that I know is legit. No.
So what are you excited about? Apart from the beautiful graphics, what are you excited about for GTA 6?
For me, the thing is, sorry, Poetic, you look busted. You want to go first?
No. Yeah. All right. I will put it like this, right? There are certain developers, right, that you can like, when they say they're going to make a game, you don't need to know anything else. Like if Santa Monica was to be like, oh, we're making God of War 3 as an example, you know that game is going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Right? Rockstar is probably the only developer that I can be like, do you know what? That game is going to be fucking great.
Yeah.
Right? And the fact that they've delayed it multiple times now tells me that they want this game to be great, right? It's not like a not to say CD Projekt Red aren't that type of developer, because they are, but they released Cyberpunk and it was broken, right?
Oh yeah,
Rockstar don't want
abysmal launch.
Yeah. Rockstar don't want to do that.
Yeah.
To be completely frank with you, I've already seen far too much of GTA 6. From the 2 trailers that they've dropped, or is it? Yeah, it is 2 trailers. I've probably seen far more than I would want to see, and I'm just ready to play the game. And I get what you're saying, that it is overrated, but I think when it comes out, it will end up being underrated. People will look back on GTA 6 in 10 years' time where it's been ported to 3-4 different PlayStations and to look back and go, fucking hell, this game came out in 2026 and no game has been able to do what this game has done thus far. So that is a fierce hot take. I hope you're wrong.
I hope you're wrong.
No, but if you allow me, I'll try and expand on it a little bit.
Yeah, can I just have one little question?
Please ask as many questions as you want, Dan.
So my view might be, maybe you don't see it as necessarily overrated more than overhyped. Maybe. What do you say to that?
Do you mind expanding, like giving me the definition between them both?
So what in my head, if something's overrated, it is better than what people think, whereas overhyped is like there's too much marketing around it. Does that make sense? I hope I explained that quite well.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. In terms of marketing, I think the marketing is just right, so it's not overhyped.
Yeah,
I think the marketing is just right. When I say overrated, is that typically when people get excited over a game, you get excited over multiple things, not just one. But as Poetic just mentioned, you talk about the history. For example, Santa Monica Studio, you know they're going to make an absolute banger. CD Projekt Red, yeah, okay, they had their poor launch, but ever since they had their poor launch, they've done something absolutely amazing. Yeah. You got NetEase Games also doing really good multiplayer games. You also got obviously Sanfel and all that stuff. But when I say overrated, for me, it's sort of like, okay, guys, relax. I can see that there's a lot of diversity in terms of the type of characters that you get in the game. And that's amazing. There's a lot of things that you see that is very American pop culture. The graphics are beautiful and it's promising. And we've seen what Red Dead Redemption has done. Amazing game. And we've seen what other GTA games have done. And people till this very age still play. How long has the game been out for? More than 10 years now, right?
Yeah, 13 years.
And people are still playing like it's hotcakes. But for me, I sit there and I'm like, okay, what is this game giving me that other games are not? And I don't know what that is. But because if I'm going to play GTA, and my assumption will be, okay, so I break out my ex-con girlfriend. We do some Bonnie and Clyde stuff. We bump into a few mobsters and gangsters and get into some altercation. And then either one of us dies or we go off into the sunset and live happily ever after. And you pretty much do what you've been doing in GTA 5 till now. And I was just thinking, what are you giving me? Because people are, oh my God, my expectations are this high. Yeah, based upon what they've done in the past, but you haven't given me something new. It's almost like, I don't know, this is very silly. Ben and Jerry's goes, oh, we're going to release a new ice cream flavor. And I'm like, oh, based upon the Jamaican Be Crazy and the white polar bear chocolate, they're definitely going to make a brand new flavor that's going to kick butt out of all the other ice creams. And I'm like, based upon what though? You haven't seen anything. You haven't seen any gameplay. You haven't seen any mechanics behind it. You haven't seen how they how they looking to interact with people. So just to give you a quick example, on my last stream, I was watching the Xbox Direct. Not sure if you guys saw it with Fable.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the whole game. And I sat there and I was like, this is something that I'm looking forward to. This game is rightfully hyped. And I'm not saying that GTA 6 is going to be bad. GTA 6 is going to be great. It's going to be easily the most sold game of all time.
Oh yeah. Easy.
So when I say overrated, I don't mean it's going to do bad.
Okay.
Yeah. That's not me saying it's going to be a bad game. It's going to be quite the opposite. It's going to be an excellent game, the most sold game, but I don't think it's going to win Game of the Year. I'm going to tell you that.
Ooh.
But I don't think it will.
I think it will.
I don't think the same way that people thought Astrobot, the same way that people thought Black Myth Wukong was going to win Game of the Year.
Oh no, I'd never thought that.
It didn't.
I never. I legitimately was like, there is no chance Black Myth Wukong can beat Astrobot.
There was a lot of upset people. They were also talking. People were also talking about. Oh, what about Death Stranding? Amazing game. Yes, but
well, to your point, right? I'm gonna go the opposite way, right? I get FIFA or FC26. I've actually even got a copy on my desk every year without fail, right?
Yeah.
I never watch anything on it. Not like, I just know, okay, it's coming out September 9th.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick it up, I'm gonna pop it in. I'm not gonna listen to anything, watch anything on it, because it's the same bloody game every year. Like irrespective of what they say, like, oh, we've added like 300 new animations and it's the same bloody game.
The strike is a lot better and the dribbling's a lot smoother.
And that is the opposite of what I feel like you're getting at with GTA, right? In the sense that like they will showcase everything, and to me it doesn't matter, because one, I know I'm going to pick it up, and secondly, regardless of what you do, it's going to be the same game. Whereas with GTA, they don't need to show us much, because we know what we're going to be getting, and what we're going to be getting is exactly what we want to get, right? I don't want them to go off and do I don't know, like a 3D platforming section that like is like Mario, and then like all of a sudden I'm like driving around in like Mario Kart or something. Yeah, like what you just said. Like, I'm gonna break her out. We're gonna go and like cause chaos and rob banks, and that is the shit I want to do. I guess all I want from GTA.
I guess if you look at it from that perspective, respectfully though, I like to think that's very vanilla. It's very meh.
No, I get that.
Not too long ago,
I'm just sitting back and watching this debate. I'm enjoying this a lot.
Not too long ago, we were talking about, hey, games are being lazy. They're not being creative. They're not giving us anything new. And yeah, I get it. You just want it to do the thing that it does. But then doesn't that make it overhyped? Because it's not for me to get super hyped on something, it's because it's giving me something very new. For example, when God of War Ragnarok came out, I was excited, but I also knew that I was going to get the same as God of War 2018, but a little bit better. But I wasn't like, oh my gosh, they're going to have this brand new mechanics where you can do these quick pressing action buttons or whatever they call cinematic triggers. But for me, I sit there and I feel as if these devs need to give us a better incentive for me to get overhyped, other than, we're doing the same, but with better graphics and more people and a bigger map.
Well, all right, I've got a question for you then. Is there a game right now that you can think of that is similar to GTA?
No, there is no other game similar to GTA.
Okay, and then it's already been 13 years since the last GTA officially.
Yeah.
I think that is more than enough time to say that.
I love this.
It's not the same.
It's okay. What's the difference between GTA 3 and GTA Vice City?
do you know what? I can't answer, right? But I can tell you the difference between GTA 4 and San Andreas, for example, right?
Okay.
So San Andreas, I think, is a better game, right? It had to me, it had a much better story. It had a more relatable story, right?
Yeah.
And it brought things that were new, like the girlfriend system and all of that stuff, right? It was very new.
See, you're slowly coming onto my side now, where we're talking about like something new, something interesting.
With GTA 4, to me, it was basically a very, very much you're essentially a hired hitman, right? Regardless of how they built that, regardless of how they built the missions, it was essentially go here, kill this person, leave, right?
Yeah.
Nico
and then within GTA 5, they reverted back to that like essence of story, right? And they had 3 separate characters, and I feel like they brought the story back. If in GTA 6 they can bring the story and the fun, the gameplay feel of San Andreas, I think they've reached a point where, one, to your point, and I do think if they do that with GTA 6, then all the other GTAs that come after will have to innovate hard, because I think that they will hit the perfect version of GTA there, right? Because I do feel like, for example, Vice City kind of fell off. People are going to come at me for that, but I do feel like it fell off. I feel like GTA 4 also
felt like a
wasn't
DLC,
the best.
if I'm honest.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, hopefully it doesn't get delayed, and then we can revisit this debate after 2 weeks post-launch.
I think that's what we need to do. I think we need to like put a pin in this, and then as soon like a month after GTA 6 is released, we get Raf back on, and we just have a debate about this again.
But before we put a pin in it, the one thing that I really wanted to say was that exactly what you just explained there, Poetic. That's beautiful. That's what I want the dev team to say. That's what I want the dev team to say. Okay, on GTA 6, this is what we did in GTA San Andreas. We did the story. We added in the girlfriend mechanics. It wasn't just about being a hitman. We also added in, I think it was 3 different characters that you could follow as main stories in GTA 5. And it added more to the culture. There was life. It wasn't just a random character in the GTA world. You generally felt like you were immersed into real American pop culture. So there was something into it. Then there was the whole slow motion interchange where you shoot from one side to another, and that's amazing. Plus the mini games, absolutely goated. They're a lot of fun. Pick up and go, and that's the kind of information that I want them to give me when showcasing a game. And just a touch point on my original one with Fable, the reason I thought it was perfect. Do you know any other game that has over 1,000 NPCs that can literally change the whole course of how the game sees you?
No, there isn't.
Do you know what? Do you know what? When they said that, and I was like, immediately in my head, I was like, one, this has to be the future of open world, right? Like,
it's got to be real. It's got to be realistic.
Yeah.
Because Skyrim tried to do that as well. Oblivion tried to do that, but it's a bit janky. It doesn't have the in-depth consequences. So the fact that one of the main characters turns out to be a giant, and you have the option to execute the giant or not execute the giant, let him live. You're like, oh, that seems very basic. But I kid you not, on my last stream, we spent half an hour talking about the consequences of killing this giant or not, because we're now sitting here thinking, okay, the giant is the brother to the sister of one of your friends. Okay, what if I marry the sister? Okay, what if what if the sister is my enemy? Okay, now he's dead, but then how are we going to move the body? It's too big. Oh, all right. Okay, now everybody's going to get sick. They're going to get the plague because it's a rotting corpse. All right, okay, let's not kill him. Let's keep him alive. Okay, if we keep him alive, how do we sustain his metabolism? How do we keep feeding him? Then the village is going to go hungry. We have to push him away. But if we push him away, we're causing trouble in other vicinities. Do you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
starts
Yeah.
to unlock my mind on
The,
the different possibilities,
the
the
thing that
scenarios, and
it's gonna be so good.
like,
The thing that I always think is like they said about like being a landlord and you can throw people out and stuff, but like people are gonna have their own jobs and stuff like that. So it's gonna be almost like if you become a landlord, but then one of your tenants is like the most hated person in the village, for
yeah,
example, does that
yeah,
mean that people are gonna, try and cause arson on your house, or like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then do you have to throw him out? But then if you throw him out, is he part of a gang? And then they're gonna come
yeah.
out, like it's. I feel like it's one of those games where you'll be there and you could spend an hour making a decision on whether to shake someone's hand. Like I feel like it's going to be that level of a game. It's going to be so good.
This is what I mean by sometimes it needs to go with the hype. You need to give me more meat to the bone other than
Yeah,
you already know what I make, so just wait till
yeah,
it comes out. And I'm like,
yeah,
come
Yeah,
on.
yeah. No, I, I, I fully agree with you.
Yeah.
Apart from this is Rockstar, and they can do that.
yeah, yeah.
They
I
can,
think.
like,
Sorry, Poetic, go on.
no. I was just gonna say they can do that. And if it was anyone else, literally anyone else, I'd be like, no, yeah, we need more. We need more than 2 gameplay trailers, and you just consistently delaying the game.
Yeah, one thing I will say, have you ever seen those videos of where people will have a debate and they'll have like a pint and they'll move it from like disagree to strongly disagree and things like that?
Oh,
I
huzzah.
I was on strongly disagree and you've moved me with your storytelling, Raf, to disagree. So I'm only a slight disagree now, not a strongly disagree.
Let's push you a little bit closer to this side.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Honestly, for me, it's not. I'm not trying to convince anyone to agree with me or disagree. Obviously, I love the fact that you guys have a difference of opinion,
Mm,
and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not one to get worked up about it. At the end of the day, it's just a bunch of guys talking about what they feel
But
passionate, what they
yeah,
love, and
exactly.
different
yeah,
perspective. It's no right or wrong. Some people
yeah.
will love EAFC, some people will love 2K, some people will love Battlefield or whatever. I think the beauty of it all is that we all have the opportunity to play so many
Many
games.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan himself just said, I haven't played Final Fantasy. And I'm like,
No.
wow.
I've
Well,
also
I
never
can't
played
wait until you
Fable.
get it. Listen, you don't need to play the previous Fables to play
No,
this one. You don't
no.
need to.
Yeah.
I'm
But
very
yeah.
excited.
You will have a good time. The combat on it looks fantastic. It looks fluid. Plus, you've got the stereotypical medieval British humor, and one of the main characters in there is the actor from the IT crowd. So
Oh yeah,
get ready for
Richard
Oh
movies.
yeah,
Ayoade.
yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen that.
So I think it goes really well with our British culture, shall I say,
Yeah,
in terms of just general humor. But
Yeah.
as I said before, I think it's beautiful that we have a surplus amount of choices and that we
Oh,
shouldn't be locked down based upon mine or anyone else's opinion. I can
This
only
is
say,
opinion.
hey,
Yeah.
this is what I think. Give it a try. If you don't like it, that's fine. It's not for you.
yeah. Do you know what I
Yeah.
think
Exactly.
the big thing is? Because I think the kind of the running theme with the podcast that we've done today is we all miss that nostalgia, and I
Yeah,
think
Yeah.
absolutely.
with Fable, it's going back to that on the playground of like, because I could go and play 2 hours of Fable. You could go play Raf, and then Poetic could go play. We could all come back to our metaphorical playground, and each of our stories would be completely
Different.
different.
Ah,
Like it could literally be where Poetic's like, I've fully completed the game, and I'm like, yeah, but do you own a business of 27 houses in the main village, Poetic? Yeah, and
and
then Raf could just be like, yeah, I executed everyone.
executed everyone, including my 12th divorcee wife.
Yeah. But
Oh man.
with that, let's move on to the last section of the
Sure thing, no
podcast,
problem.
which is quick fire questions. Now, Poetic, I think we've
Oof.
answered one of the questions, so
Yeah.
I'm going to start off with my first one. Is that okay? and then we'll carry on
Go
from
for
there.
it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Raf, as much as you can, we're
Oh.
going to ask you the question. Quick fire answer, little why, and then we'll move on. Sound good?
Oh shoot! I'll do my best.
Yeah, no problem. If you go off of it, that's absolutely fine. Okay. Best console ever.
Nintendo GameCube.
Oh,
Nice.
yes.
Yeah, good choice.
I respect that.
Nintendo GameCube, because you could play 4 players pretty much instantly, and it had all the necessary party chaotic games that brings everybody in together, especially with Super Smash Bros. Melee and the likes of Mario Kart and
Love
Power
it.
Stone Collection. No, that's Sega Dreamcast. I'm sorry, skip that.
Nice. I like it. I like it.
All right. What would be your dream game?
In what way? Sorry.
Like, describe your dream game. If you could make a game today, what would your dream game be?
Fable. Literally, Fable
Yeah.
2026. That's
Yeah,
my dream
I like
game.
it. I like it.
It's got fantasy. It's got loads of consequences depending on how you interact with the NPCs, and great combat and great British humor, which I'm very familiar with. So the latest Fable.
If so, this goes live on Monday. If on Tuesday they delay GTA 6, this is Raf's fault. They're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
No, in all honesty, if they delay GTA 6, I'm happy for it, because I'm a software tester by nature and I pride in
Yeah.
quality. So if
Yeah.
they're delaying it, it's because they really want it to be extremely well
Be great.
polished.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the example they gave earlier on with CD Projekt Red having a bad launch, I do not want that for GTA. I really
Yeah, no,
hope
I don't.
it succeeds in every way possible.
Okay. We touched on this kind of in the past. I think you mentioned 2 games that would be there, but your top 3 games of all time in any order.
Top 3 games of all time. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, easy, up there.
Wow.
Gears of War 1 of
Ooh.
my favorite multiplayer games of all time. I had an amazing time with it. And I'm torn between Yakuza or Urban Reign. I'm going to go with Yakuza because of the storyline.
Nice.
Yakuza is you guys are familiar with Yakuza?
Yes, I played
Yeah,
bits of
okay.
it,
Yeah, the first one on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like it. Okay, so I have one extra question.
Yeah, have as many as you want.
So if you had a friend who was starting content creation tomorrow, what are 3 of your tips that you would give them? So just 3 tips for a complete beginner.
Jeez, let me take notes.
Oh, for complete. Oh, geez. First off, have fun.
I like it. Yeah.
High quality sound.
Yeah.
Because the image can be distorted, but if I can't hear what you're doing, then it's a bit of a problem. And 3, know what the message is sending.
Oh, I like that. Do you know what's good about that? I think they are I think you're the first guest that's come on and gave 3 tips, and only one of them has actually been physical in terms of the sound quality. All the others are know what you're wanting to do. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
I quite like that. Yeah, like not intangible. That's the right word. Yeah, I really like that one.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant.
Okay, so to kind of end the podcast, do you have any questions for us, Raf?
What is the next step for you guys? What is the grand picture of this whole podcast? Where you guys going with this?
So the pie in the sky.
Yeah.
I mentioned this on the megabyte that we did, is that I would like 5,000 views / streams across all platforms. Also, because obviously we want to try and advertise the podcast more, we're toying with the idea of making a short form version of the podcast in terms of like clipping it up and putting it out to reels and shorts and things like that. But we're still working on like logistics on that because like it's great to have, but then I have to try and figure out a way that we would both have access to it to upload and things like that.
Yeah.
But I think absolute pie in the sky would
Yeah.
be to get a sponsorship of some sort by the end of the year. I think
Okay.
Yeah.
that's and I say pie in the sky. I think it is more than doable. It's just
Yeah.
Oh, 1,000%.
I'm fully aware that it is a lofty goal. That's why I always say pie in the sky for my biggest goals
Yeah.
because like if we shoot for that and we miss it, but we have 10,000 people watching us,
Mm.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
You
And
know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
and for me, and this is a very selfish answer, right? But it's to have conversations like this, right?
Mm,
With
I love this.
yeah.
I love this
with
a lot.
yeah, because for me, like I've always been passionate about gaming. Like from the first time I've played a video game to today, like over 20 years, I've always loved gaming, right? And now we've got a platform, Dan and I, where we can go out there and like invite interesting guests like yourself and like
Yeah.
learn about their journey and learn something new. Like I've literally every episode, especially this one, I have learned something new. I've taken something
Oh, I'm
away.
glad.
Yeah, it's been
Like
brilliant.
Something at least.
genuinely, and it's a very, in the nicest possible way, it's a very selfish reason to do it. And my ambition is that, like, and this isn't this year. I mean, it could be this year, but in the future, I want to be able to invite like Don Matrick or like Lion Jim Ryan, like, or Shigeru Miyamoto, and like
Sure.
spend
Wow.
spend an hour with them and
Yeah.
basically like be like, look, like with Shigeru Miyamoto, like no word of lie, you are fundamentally my childhood. Like
Yeah.
you literally was my childhood.
Yeah.
And so that's the ambition for the podcast. For
I,
me.
I think for me as well, that even like when you look at it, because for us, like we put a lot of work into this, and I hope that
it's
it
obvious.
shows. But for us, the fact that we're able, like we have, and we continue to go on Instagram with our limited number of followers and things like that, and reach out to these really successful people,
Mm.
and 9 times out of 10, they're replying. You know,
That's
Yeah.
speaks volume.
they may not they may not be able to come on the podcast, or they might go, I don't think that's quite for me. But the fact that they're giving us the time of day to kind of go, yeah, I've seen what you're doing, but
Mm.
not this time, or maybe in such a
Mm.
time and stuff like that. Like when we got James Beaumont, like the voice actor, and we've had a developer who worked on Mind's Eye. Like we've
Wow.
we're,
That's pretty
we're
Yeah.
cool.
like we're trying. I think the big thing for this year is guest heavy, but I
Yeah.
want a variety. So like
Mm.
even a sound artist, maybe a choreographer for Just Dance. So like I don't
I like that.
I don't really
That is
care
sick.
who we have on, as long as they have something to talk to
To
us
give.
about and that
Yeah.
to
To give us,
share, and
yeah.
I think
that's where we're going, I think.
well, first of all, thank you for giving me the insight. I think it's absolutely beautiful that you guys have this this nice horizon of how you see it, and I think it's super excited. And if you guys do end up shutting down the cameras and going, actually we like that Raf guy, I wouldn't mind coming back on again, just
Yeah.
to say,
Appreciate that, man.
because I've
Well-
really enjoyed my time here. Feel very welcome, and it just feels like it's strange. Although we don't interact quite frequently, I feel like I've known you guys for a very long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Which is beautiful when it's fluid. And just listen to you guys talk. all these ideas just popping in my head where you're talking about,
Yeah.
a choreographer for Just Dance, a developer. And I'm thinking, wait, maybe you can reach out this person on LinkedIn who's worked on this game, because that's what I used to do. I'll sometimes do. I'll play a game. Let's just say I played Detroit Become Human, and I look at the software tester. And I'm like, let me reach out to them on LinkedIn. Hey, I liked what you did. Blah blah blah. Any chance you can jump on a call with me? Or you go onto the Instagram page of the person who's done Just Dance, whatever, and bring them in. There's also Comic-Con that you can attend, Gamescom or London XL, whatever, that these places where you can showcase yourself, you can reach out to all sorts of different sponsors. I don't know. Oh, here we are with Poetic and Good Game Dan. Welcome in with some Tetleys or whatever, something along those lines. It just works. And I was also thinking to myself, maybe they could go live on YouTube, do the uncut version of all three of us, and as an example. And then you have the tailored version where you make it into short format where you say, okay, these are the hot takes of the last 5 people in our podcast. Raf says that GTA 6 is going to blow. Like, something like that.
Clip that.
Clip that. Yeah. Sorry, I was just saying goodbye to my partner. They're going to the gym.
You're all good, man.
But yeah, I feel like you guys have such an amazing opportunity to dive into all of this and make it extremely exciting. And I know you guys mentioned some big names, but it is all doable. I don't have, there isn't an inch of me that goes, you guys are thinking too high. No, honestly, it has a lot of potential, and I wish you guys all the best with it. It's super exciting, and I hope to be contributing to your story, to your chapters as well.
Absolutely,
in the future. So I'm very excited for that.
Appreciate that, man. So to kind of wrap the podcast up, Raf, last little thing we want from you. This is your chance now to promote yourself, sell yourself, tell people where they can find you, as a way of us kind of thanking you for coming on the podcast.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Not too far off from what I said at the beginning. My name is Raf, Story of Raf. I tend to stream live every Tuesdays and Fridays. Tuesdays 7 till 9 p.m. CET, so that's 6 to 8 p.m. UK time, and then Fridays 9 to 12 CET. That's 8 till 12 UK time again. And I like to do all sorts of different variety content, from nostalgia on games to general football on my short form content of TikTok. And you sometimes might catch me do a cake in 1 hour just on the live stream.
Nice. I like it.
I have done that before, and it was a great success. A nice caramelized banana cake. But yeah,
nice.
If you want to come to story driven, community engaging, and having all sorts of interesting, weird hot takes, this is the place to be. Grab a drink, chill, have a good time. Everybody's welcome. Literally, everybody's welcome.
Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. But
thank you.
Brilliant.
Poetic, if you want to sign us out for, I'm not going to say favourite because I love them all, but it's up there. This podcast, it's up there.
Yeah, no, honestly, I think this. So I spend quite some time like trying to figure out what to title the episodes, and literally within like the first 10 minutes, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm going to title it.
Okay.
So I'm going to call this one "Deep Stories with Raf."
I like it.
It's been deep.
I like it.
It's been deep, and honestly, this is up there with one of my favorite episodes so far. So
yeah.
So thank you. Go on.
Sorry, if am I okay to give a shout out to somebody?
Yeah, go for it. Of course.
There's a few people that come instantly to mind. I have Asreal Player on TikTok, as well as
I think I know that. I think that rings a bell in my head. That name.
Yeah. They're very good at creating all sorts of content in terms of how to get around Borderlands, weapon creation, and recently in Resident Evil.
That's cool.
Is very, very knowledgeable on games. So if you want to do some trophy hunting or prep your characters,
Nice.
you also have Zoomed In Gaming, who's taken a little bit of a break in this moment in time. He's really good at finding all sorts of beautiful small gems, indie games.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So if you like very affordable or even free indie games, he's the person to be. And if you like someone who is of a similar character with a lot of good energy, who's very funny, an American side of thing, you have Stroop Waffle. Like to give a big shout out to him. And also Afro Duckling. They're very good in terms of graphical user interface and setting up things like StreamerBot.
I'll check them out then.
So they're very, very knowledgeable. If you ever get an opportunity to go onto their Twitch stream, they do a lot of cozy streams, working streams.
Okay.
Just go on their Twitch, Afro Duckling, and you'll see what they're all about. And then the last person, my first ever Twitch friend that I met in real life, Agulus Wolf. They are the Pokemon Master, and I'm just going to leave it.
Okay.
That's all I want to say.
I like it.
But thank you for giving me the opportunity to give them a shout out, because I feel like,
of course,
no, that's fine, mate. That's absolutely fine.
Absolutely amazing individuals.
Yeah, but yeah, listeners, watchers, thank you for listening and watching. And if you are watching, thank you for bearing with Dan's glitchy webcam this episode.
Oh, I thought that was just me.
No.
I think it was glitchy on the actual room, but on recording, I hope it's okay. So I apologize if it hasn't been, but yeah.
If it hasn't, it basically Dan looks like he's basically like an old VHS tape.
That's the look I'm going for.
Anonymous hackers.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much. This has been a truly amazing episode. So thank you, Raf. And
Thank you for
as
having me.
always, gamers, happy
Happy
gaming.
gaming.